This is One on One. Michael Carbone is Regional President, Metro Pennsylvania, New Jersey Market, TD Bank. Good to see you, Mike.
Good to see you, Steve. Thanks for having me.
Question, what are most consumers today looking for, want from their bank?
They want everything. They want convenience, they want it for free, and they want easy access to their money. And the world has changed so much in the last 5 to 10 years that you don't need to come into a bank to get all that. So it's really important.
Hold on, I like to go in my bank. It happens to be one
and
of
that's
yours.
why.
But I like going in.
A lot of people do.
But hold on. Are you saying that more people are doing the automated thing?
It's starting to trend that way. Every year, more and more people do their banking by other choices, whether it's their mobile phone, their computer. They're not having to come into the physical facility.
Right.
But the physical facility is important because it gives a sense of security that if there's something really wrong and I need, I can go in there and see somebody.
But I can also talk to a person.
And you could talk to a person.
Are we losing that, Mike, the whole personal piece of it?
I think it's generational. It really is. I have a son who says, I have no need to ever go into a bank. But for me, I still like to go to a teller, say good morning, and have cash in my hand. And if you think about it, the way the natural order of things are with wealth, your more mature client is your wealthier client, and they want that physical presence, and they want to be able to come in and do their banking. But today, most younger people, they want to swipe. They just want to be able to get access any way they can get access.
So the personal thing is overrated for them?
I think for them a little bit, but they want what's cool. They want the app. They want that, oh, I could get money. I could have somebody. We have an app that you could actually text money to you.
You can?
Yes.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, you can. I haven't done it because that's not for me.
But that's the whole idea, is you have to respond to different markets,
you have to be able to, you have to be there for everybody.
Yeah. So let me try this. Jen Eichel and I were talking about this, our executive producer, and I said, Jen, you realize how many people keep talking about student debt around here? People have different perceptions of it. One of our guests said, and I want to put this on the table, by the way, TD is one of the financial institutions that support what we do at the Caucus Educational Corporation. Said, you know what? It's the banks. The banks are on student debt. It's the banks. They're the ones. They're squeezing kids when they're in school, and then they got this debt for the next 15, 20 years, you say?
They're government loans.
What do you mean?
We don't have those loans. We don't have those loans. They're not our loans.
That's not even in the portfolio?
No.
Wait, hold on one second. This is not about bashing the government, but they are government loans.
Yes.
They're not bank loans.
Not our bank.
Okay, now we clarified that. Let's try this. What I'm curious about is something that a lot of people debate but don't understand. They say we need to be more literate, more financially literate. What is financial literacy, and what does it have to do with being a smarter consumer?
This is the biggest issue, I believe, that exists in our country, is we hear that banks don't make enough loans to small businesses, they don't make enough loans to consumers in certain markets. What we all need to do is make sure that people understand what they need from a bank. And the most important thing is, how do you manage your own money? The worst thing you could do is make a loan to somebody that might not be able to repay it, or give them a debt that is not something that may be for them. And what we all need to do, and one of the things that I am pushing for, and our bank does it at every level, whether it's kids in school or adults, is get them to understand, how do you manage your cash? Are you asking for the right loan? Are you getting what you need, and are you managing your money properly? This is where there's a big issue. I know when I got out of school, nobody taught me how to balance a checkbook. Nobody told me the pitfalls of having a credit card. Nobody told me that, hey, by the way, use that credit card. You're paying serious interest on it. We need to do a better job of educating people on what they need for them and helping them manage their money so they don't get into pitfalls that they can never get out of.
But Mike, what's so interesting to me, by the way, if you're listening on the audio side, this is Mike Carbone from TD Bank. What I'm curious about is, how is it that kids are supposed to become more financially literate if, in fact, a whole range, a significant number of adults are not especially, quote unquote, and I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, they don't understand how money works?
Well, we're trying to change that, and we're doing it at the grade school level through high school, from the simple denominations, understanding what money is, to what's the responsibility of a credit card.
That's right.
And it had to start somewhere. And now we're doing more adult education classes not only for individuals, but also for small businesses. The entrepreneurial spirit is still real, but if you don't know how to manage money, you're likely to fail.
You know, it's interesting, Mike mentions this. We have a look on our website, you'll put it up right now. We have an initiative called Stand and Deliver. This is a not-for-profit initiative that teaches leadership and communication skills to inner city youth, not just in Newark, but in other urban areas. You and your colleagues come in every year and do a financial literacy seminar for these young people. It matters.
It certainly matters. And it's fun. It's fun. You make it fun for kids, right? And then there's not this intimidation. The biggest thing I see with young people is confidence, right? If you build their confidence, they're going to be better as they get older. And it's the same thing with adults. People are really nervous when they're asking for credit or what should I do? And we train our people to understand, don't assume somebody comes in knowing what they want. Have a conversation with them. Have a dialogue. We're not here to sell you anything. We're here to understand what are your needs and be a value add to you as opposed to, oh, you should have this or you should have this. You have to get to know your customer and you have to understand what is it that they really need and what is it they really want.
So you say, a few seconds left here, stop. Some folks who sell without knowing what people want are bad at customer service.
Right. And that's why you know how we evaluate, you know what the biggest evaluator for us is? Service. What kind of service are you providing your customer? The higher your service score, the better it is for you as an employee.
You just listened to Mike Carbone, who's regional president, Metro, Pennsylvania, New Jersey Market, TD Bank. Thank you, Mike. We learned a lot, buddy.
Thank
well
you.
Done.
To see more one-on-one with Steve Adubato programs, visit us online at steveadubato.org. If you would like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato, PhD, and follow us on Twitter at Steve Adubato. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 30 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by RWJ Barnabas Health, the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, the Northward Center, the law firm of Gibbons, P.C., Community Food Bank of New Jersey, Fedway Associates, and by Adler Aphasia Center. Promotional support provided by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association and by Insider NJ. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.